Can you tell us what those challenges are like racing the Dakar?
Well, there are two different races. The unassisted category, the original by Motul 1, and the normal one. Also, the normal one, it's really, really hard. But you can imagine what it would be to race like for 12 or 15 hours and then do your own mechanics and be like at least 2 hours with your moto. The worst part of my first Dakar was that there were a lot of sand. It was so technical, because we are around the 100th position of the scratch. So a lot of motorbikes in front of us, a lot of cars, a lot of trucks. So sand was really, really tricky, really soft, because it was so warm. So I prefer Arabia this year, because the terrain was different.
What were the challenges for that first year in GNCC, and how's it helped you, those learning experiences, race this year?
Yeah, well, when you have to deal with all the lap riders, that's probably one of the biggest things. Like, there's normally about 600 or 700 people in our race, so the first 2 laps are sweet, and then you get to like the 3rd lap and you're just constantly passing people, and there's people falling off and hitting things. It's like a game of dodgeball, really. But yeah, you just got to deal with it, and you definitely get better at being more aggressive. Another big thing would be learning the lines. There's just so many lines form out there on the GNCC tracks, and you got to be so onto it. You've normally got 3 or 4 people out there pointing you lines, but the rest of them are up to you.
It was really tricky at the end of the 4th stage. It was rocky, really, really tired. It was the last 60 kilometers. We have raced for 300 kilometers. Inside of my brain, and keep pushing to the finish line.
How do you manage to get that, that little bit of an advantage?
Well, really, it comes down to like just the lines and who's there, who's able to stay up the front the last couple of laps. Because we're all so close, it gets pretty hectic. It comes down to like who pits last on the last lap, like, because all 4 of us have all got to pit on the last lap.
How do you keep focused for 12-hour days racing?
You just put little objectives on yourself. You're not thinking about the whole state. You are thinking about, well, I have 150 kilometers for refueling, or just 200 kilometers to find the start of the stage. Are just breaking the whole stage into pieces to overcome them, because it's if you cannot do this, I think it would be so difficult for your mind to afford the whole stage.
you're breaking it down to your training for each round, or are you looking a little bit further ahead, knowing that you've got different tracks coming up?
It sort of gets broken into 2 blocks, I guess, with the summer break in the middle. The general and Florida GNCC, there was a week between them. So Florida was like super taxing on your body and mind and everything, and then you had a week turnaround to get back into racing the following Sunday. So when they're like that, you gotta be careful you don't overdo it and that you can stay fresh. Bike time's the best, and racing is the best training you can get. So that's how I look at it.
Of riding. How do you prepare for it mentally and physically?
It's so difficult because there's no other races like Dakar. Okay, it's just 2 in the year, but they are so expensive, so I could not afford them. So I am physical and psychological therapist.
Maybe Rach, that could just let Sarah know that you can just step out your back door and do some do some training on your farm. Here, Rachel. This is Rachel with. Yeah.
Wow.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
that's
Wow, it's an
Rachel.
amazing place for training. Yeah, sure.
The virus means I'm home. It feels a bit weird this time of year, but I should be well into the season and racing and everything. But it gives me an opportunity to be back out on the farm, which is something I love to do when I'm not on my bike.
Well, I think one day Rachel will want to do the Dakar, Sarah, and you definitely you're definitely a role model. You finished this year, and that was the first female ever to finish in the unassisted category. And yeah, I think we all think it's amazing. Thank you so much, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you, Sharon.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.